Oh, Jesus, thank fuck for Max Damon, eh? Bloody hell. That was another struggle. That was another shit show. That was another scam of a win. As I did in my prediction, although I predicted 1-0. I predicted a 1-0 scam win and 2-0 thanks to Max. But thankfully, I was wrong. I'm so glad I was wrong because it was great to see him scoring that. It was great to see just the way it worked as well, just the way it all kind of like fell into place for him. I mean, obviously, he had to do the little shimmy, left the defender, I can't remember who it was, on the floor. And he's just like looking back on the floor, like, what the fuck? And then Max Dowman and Martinelli, to be fair, cuts across as well, knocks the defender away, just gives Max that little bit of extra time and comfort to stick in the open goal. And what a way, I mean, what a way to score a goal. Your first goal as a 16-year-old would have been better if it was a 30-yard screamer or something, obviously. But I think the way it happened like that, the way it's a last-minute thing, the way the keeper was out of the goal, it's got a kind of certain je ne sais quoi about it. It's not like a little tap-in or whatever. It's got a certain special magic to it. And that seems to me to indicate that we've got a certain special magician in our team. And let's just hope that, how can I put it, he doesn't get too systematized, because there is no way you want to soften this kid's impact in any way. There's no way you want to restrict this kid in any way whatsoever. There's no way he should be playing in any kind of regimented system. He should be given free lane, free reign, free license, a free lane, and whether that's on the left or the right. This is what's with a player like him. He's just an attacking player. That's basically it. He's just an attacking player, and what I mean by that is he's not. You can't really pigeonhole him to one position. Yeah, we tend to play him out on the right, and maybe the right-hand side, the attacking positions you would favour more. But you know this kid could do a job at left wing. Probably better and more consistently, more dangerous situations being created than Martinelli and Trossard. Probably combined, to be fair. You know he could do a job as a 10. You know he could do a job as an 8. So really, every single one, apart from maybe striker, because that's not quite what he's about, is it? Every single one of the other positions, attack-wise, he would fucking ball out in. We all know that. That is a sign, true sign of a great emerging, natural-born, talented player. This is the type of player that we have moaned about for ages. That recent modern ways of approaching football, in terms of the regimented systems, are kind of precluding these players from coming through. Even if they are this talented at a younger age, they then get indoctrinated into this system and this way of playing where they have certain duties they have to adhere to, and they don't roam with freedom. But this is the type of player you need to allow to roam with freedom for sure. So I really hope we see that, because the more we see of him, the more, look, he's not too young, man. He's old enough now. He's not even a small kid either. I mean, a couple more years of growth as well, imagine. But already he's quite a strong kid, like compared to the adult players that he's up against. So that's not really a concern either. That's another bonus. Usually you do have that kind of development issue to deal with. But he hasn't really got that. He's already kind of like a more matured sort of athlete, aesthetically and sort of physically as such. So this isn't like some little kid we're talking about getting knocked off the ball easily or whatever. So this is craziness, man. And note I spent pretty much all of this talking about him because there's nothing else to really talk about. What else happened in the game? We started with some promise, maybe between sort of 5 and 15, 20 minutes. We looked like, there was even a point where I reached for my phone, went on the Bet365 app, and nearly put a bet on us winning 3-0. Because I thought, it looks like perhaps we've turned up a bit today. We were attacking a bit more. We were having a few odd shots. Calafiori should have done better with that little snapshot where it kind of fell nicely to him in the box on maybe, 5-7 minutes, something like that. And he just smashed it over. And there was a couple of other bits like that and dangerous situations. And Everton were looking a bit wobbly. But then when Everton got their couple of chances, we sort of seemed to get a bit more timid, or we did a little bit here and there. But Jesus Christ, we were getting into 70. I was so worried before the game about, I think I might have mentioned this in my cam, about getting to sort of 70. I thought basically Gyökeres would start, and we would get to like 70, 75 minutes. He'd have to come off. Havertz would come on, or it would maybe come on a bit earlier or something like that. But instead, it was the opposite, and get a goal. So, but instead, it was the opposite because I thought this is kind of like set up for Gyökeres to start, not do well again, and then Havertz to come on, get a late goal, the winning goal. We scan a 1-0, and then everyone goes, "Oh, King Kai's back. He's going to fire us to the title," and all the kind of over the top nonsense that these guys do, who are in our fan base. But maybe some of their proclamations are eventually coming true because West Ham have drawn with City. We stand now on the precipice of a title, and as much as I cussed out Arteta, and as much as some people will probably give me grief, I just want the title. I don't care if it means I'm wrong about him this year. Cool, I will take the title as punishment. I will take, I will take the mockery as punishment for a title. I should have said, really. That's what I meant to say. So of course you're going to take the Premier League. What if you offer me that, like, you've got to moan for a year about Arteta not winning the league for him to win the league, and then I can celebrate more because he's doing what I wanted him to do. So the idea that I might not celebrate or might not be allowed to celebrate, or it's not right with the universe that I should celebrate, is kind of like faulty thinking. It's kind of mirror dimension thinking. But I don't see even us fucking this up. And to be honest, part of that isn't our sort of like ability to get these scrappy wins, these scammy wins. It's not just that. It's just City aren't there, are they? City aren't there. So they're going to drop way more points, I think. And we're just going to sort of limp over the line, but limp over the line then. Look, at the end of the day, as much as I've had a go at the style of play and the manager, some of the players and whatnot, they got it. If they get it over the line, I was going to say they got it, not quite yet, but if and when they get it over the line, that's because nobody else caught us. Like, as much as we've been getting grief from people, like, well, you've got to catch us, mate. It's up to you guys to catch us. So we've done enough. Now, that could technically make us the best of a bad job, I suppose. But, it's up to everyone else to do better. And if you don't do better, then we win the title, and then it's your fault, isn't it? I mean, yes, I'd much rather, in an ideal world, he wins the title, thinks, okay, cool, I've done it with Arsenal, and goes somewhere else, and we get a manager who can unlock some of these players a bit better. Because it's not like we're a million miles away from what I want in terms of style of what I think is a sort of sustainable. My point with Arteta a lot of the time is the sustainability. So once we eventually get to the promised land of winning the title, how sustainable is it to keep that kind of success going with the system and style of play and style of squad management as well that he has? And I thought it wasn't going to be sustainable to the end of this season, but we'll see what happens next season. There's a World Cup coming up. This isn't me saying, I'm going to be right or whatever. I want to be prophetic and Nostradamus or whatever. That's not what I mean. What I mean is just that we need to think about, we need to sort of be aware that we've got a World Cup coming up, and there's going to be more of the same next season in terms of the squad management and the way we approach. I'm hoping, to some degree, with the World Cup coming up, there may be a little thought or two about resting the players. I think he will, but it's not going to be too much, and it's probably not going to be enough, especially as it's going to be the same sort of approach to the system, to the training, to everything to do with the team. It's going to be the same approach. He's not going to. There's a very strange theory that I've seen cropping up recently on social media that once we win the title in this defensive manner, but sort of cautious manner, scammy goal manner, lots of very close games, lots of not very good performances. Once we have done that and won a title, the idea is that he will then let the shackles off and suddenly unlock this incredible regen of mad attacking players, 4-0s, 5-0s, left, right, and centre. I'm not sure where this idea comes from because we've not really seen that this season we've seen it, I suppose, against Spurs and Leeds, but that's Spurs and Leeds. Okay, whatever. It's a bit of an exception to the rule, though. In the league, in the Champions League, maybe there's been a couple more, obviously Atleti and Bayern, but in the league, this is there's nothing there to indicate that next season we will play the league any different way. Hell, even that style is spilling over into the Champions League, and I'll be doing a preview of the Leverkusen game. Either tomorrow. God, tomorrow's going to be busy, but if not tomorrow, then Monday at the latest, because it's Tuesday, and I think it's at an okay time this time, not 5:45. Let me check that. If you don't know, I'm literally going to check it now. I really hope it's not at 5:45. They can't do it twice in a row, surely. Surely they can't do it twice in a row. No, it's at 8. They've got Sporting and Bodo Glimt at 5:45, so we will know our opponents by the time we kick off against the Germans. So I'll be doing a preview of that, but for now, we're on the verge of a title. So we are. Just please, stumble, limp, crawl, roll, whatever you got to do, just get over that line, please. Please. I'd much rather be bantered for having one title in 20 years than 0. And I'd really like a proper celebration, a proper street party. Because last time, when it was the Invincible season, which was the last time celebrated winning a title, which is just kind of depressing to say, but anyway, carry on for another fucking couple of minutes before I get too depressed by my own words. But last time, I couldn't really celebrate out in the street much because my friend wandered off and I had to sort out where he was. And when I eventually found out where he was, it turned out he wandered back to our house, so I ended up back there. And then we were away from the area, so there was no more street party going on because we didn't live in Finsbury Park at the time. So yeah, it was all a bit kind of messed up. So I haven't had a proper street party. I haven't had a proper Finsbury Park party. We kind of had one with the last FA, not last FA Cup in terms of Arteta, that was COVID, but the last Wenger FA Cup. We kind of had a little party then, but some of my friends had come from further up the country and had to go earlier than you would want, let's just say. So again, we didn't really. And then I think we didn't really for the last, there's other 2 Wenger FA Cups. I'm trying to remember what I did for them. I think the 17 one, I think I was with my girlfriend at the time. And I think as well with the same girl for the other FA Cup, because they were quite close together, weren't they? Point being, I am really overdue a massive street party to celebrate Arsenal doing well at something. And we're going to get that, I think. I think we're going to get that. We're going to get that very soon. We're going to get that very, very soon. Very, very, very soon, guys. It's going to be, the weather's going to be getting warmer, and we're going to get a title, street party and parade later as well. Because there's going to be 2 separate things. There's going to be the parade, which will be later, but there's going to be before that, there's going to be the street party, which is going to be on the actual day we win it. So, God, there's something to look forward to. I'm kind of just, imagining it now and getting excited. Try not to get too excited, but it looks so. Surely we can't fuck it up. Surely. 9 points, man. I know they got a game in hand, so it's okay. Think slightly logically about it. I suppose it's like 9 points, game in hand. Let's assume they win it. I don't know that they will because it's Chelsea away, but let's just say they win it, yeah? That means we're 6 points. We've got to play them. Let's just assume we lose to them. It's still only 3 points. Now, they'd still have to do all that, and I'm not convinced they will. That's a big part of me. Thinking of why I don't think they're going to win the league, how they can do it. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. That 3 points, that could be 3 points going into late April. With what? How many games left would that be? Off the top of my head, that's going to be something like 5 games left still. Yeah, something like that. So when you look at it like that, it's still a bit kind of up in the air because it could be down to 3 points. It could be down to 3 points after the game at the Etihad, which is something like April the 18th. And then subsequent to that, you've got about 5 games or so left, which is like, was it four? Maybe 4 games. Will be 4 games at that point, which is like 12 points. So like 3, 12. You know what I'm trying to say? It's still a little It's still a little bit peak, but of course we've got the better running. But of course we don't deal with pressure, which means it doesn't matter who we actually play. It's just the moment that we play. It's the occasion that we play. But maybe we've learnt. Maybe we've learnt. Let's be positive. Let's hope that they have learnt about how to deal with these pressure moments well enough, anyway, to at least scam some more goals. So I don't care though. Like I said, you can say it's scammy all you want, but at the end of the day, nobody else did better. So, fuck the haters, really, on this occasion, for sure. I will be back tomorrow with Mutant of the Day. Look forward to that. Always a laugh. And yeah, Leverkusen preview Monday-ish, maybe tomorrow. Let's see. So, yeah, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. Not sure. You shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Have a good weekend. Rest of the weekend, everybody. It is 20 minutes to midnight here. So this is going to be really late, me posting this. Well, anyway, let's see. Let's see how it does. Alrighty then. Peace.